Let's talk about saliva and cavities, but then also things that we can do at home or even in the dental office to help to prevent cavities, or if a cavity is really, really tiny, how we can actually reverse that cavity. And I'm not just talking about fluoride, because I do have some patients that do not want any fluoride. There's something called xylitol that can really help to prevent cavities and even reduce the amount of cavities in the mouth. So, I see patients where typically, if they're brushing 3 times a day, they're flossing every day, they're using mouthwash, they're getting their teeth cleaned. I have patients that will still get a cavity at every single visit. And they look at me shaking their head. They're like, why am I getting cavities? Yet my husband brushes once a day, maybe he never flosses. Yet when you see him, he doesn't have any cavities. How is that fair? So, this is where saliva plays a big role. Your saliva does make a big difference, but when people tell me their teeth are the way they are because of genetics, or they have bad teeth, or when they were pregnant, their baby sucked the calcium out of their teeth. Those are a lot of myths, okay? There's some truth behind them, a little part of it, but for the most part, your baby isn't going to suck calcium out of your teeth. It just doesn't happen. What can happen, though, talking about pregnancy, is there's a lot of hormones going on. There's a lot of fluctuations. So you have to take even better care of your teeth because your plaque bacteria just kind of sticks to the teeth easier and a lot more. But when you're not feeling good, perhaps you have morning sickness, you might not be brushing as well as you could be. Or maybe after morning sickness, you've actually done the opposite and you brush too hard and too much, where you're actually brushing the acids back in because you didn't wait long enough until after the morning sickness to not have the acids make things worse. So it's not the baby sucking the calcium out, it's the habits that you had done while you weren't feeling good. I mean, nobody can blame you, but you see the difference there. But also genetics. If your dad had bad teeth, if his dad had bad teeth, you just assume you're going to have bad teeth too? No. Somebody once said, that might be your menu, but you can pick and choose what you want off of the menu. So you might start with not the best genetics oral health wise, but if you decide to brush 3 times a day or twice a day, it doesn't have to be 3 times. You decide to brush twice a day, floss every day, or use the water flosser, maybe use mouthwash, try to drink as much water as possible, and limit your sugar intake. Well, guess what? You're not going to have teeth like your dad or your parents or your grandparents if you take care of them. And this is where saliva, again, plays a big role. Some of us have certain glycoproteins in our saliva that could be a little more harmful, and we can't do anything about our saliva. We can't pick and choose what saliva we get. We just have to manage it. So some people are lucky where they do have very healthy saliva. So that saliva has been sitting in the mouth all day long and it's actually helping them. Without them even knowing it, it's preventing them from getting cavities. But if they have saliva that has a little more glycoproteins in there, too much of this, too little of that, that can actually cause cavities when it's sitting in the mouth like that. So, certain things that I really truly recommend is drink as much water as possible. Anytime you eat something, drink something other than water, have water as well. Even if you're drinking coffee, have water with your coffee. If you're drinking tea, have water with your tea because all of that is going to have an effect. So, what does water do? Exactly, right? So, water is neutral on your pH scale of things that are too acidic and then things that are more on the basic side. Okay. Water is neutral and neutral is perfect. We want our mouth to be neutral all the time. And I'm going to talk in a moment about xylitol. Xylitol is actually a natural sweetener that helps to neutralize our mouth. So, for patients of mine who prefer to stay away from sodium fluoride, I recommend xylitol to at least do that in cavity prevention, but more about that later. So, when we're talking about saliva, we want the mouth to be neutralized. Anytime you eat something or drink something, the pH scale is no longer neutral. It's either going towards the acidity side or the basic side. The acidity side, think acids in the mouth, are going to be what causes cavities. Neutral is number 7. As soon as we hit 5.5, that's it. So 7, 6, 5, 5.5, we can get a cavity in the mouth. Technically, if we're only drinking water and eating foods that aren't acidic, we can never get a cavity, but that's nearly impossible, right? Everything's a little bit acidic. We have to drink more than just water. Well, we don't have to drink more than just water, but typically, if we're having a smoothie or something or whatever, then that pH scale goes up or down. The lower the number is more acidic, the higher the number is going to be the opposite. So, for example, if you're drinking tea, tea has an acidity of 2 or 3. So automatically your mouth is in that state where it can get a cavity. Now, think about it this way too. Have you ever heard of the term acid attack? So maybe you've heard that from your dentist, from your dental hygienist, from your dental assistant, or maybe you haven't heard about it at all. Well, acid attacks mean every time you're eating or drinking something, you have an acid attack in your mouth, if it's acidic, and most things are, for 20 minutes. So if you're having a sip of that tea, every sip is 20 minutes. You put it down for 5 minutes, you have another sip, that's another acid attack of 20 minutes. So, what do these acid attacks mean? It means that's the window where you can get cavities. And if your saliva isn't as healthy as possible, your saliva isn't protecting you against the acid attacks. It's just kind of making things worse. So that's why we like xylitol and sodium fluoride for cavity prevention. What xylitol actually does, it's a natural sweetener. So in toothpaste, even mouthwashes, um, xylitol gum as well is very, very popular. So that xylitol is going to keep the mouth at neutral. So if you're chewing xylitol gum, it brings the mouth back all the way to neutral. So you can't get a cavity. Same with mouthwash. Your mouth is now in a neutral state. You cannot get a cavity. Toothpaste, same thing. But what we like about sodium or stannous fluoride is it is actually going to go and target those areas to help to remineralize the enamel, and that means build the enamel back up to make it stronger. Xylitol can't make the enamel stronger, but it can keep the mouth at a healthy environment. So, to make the enamel stronger, you need sodium or stannous fluoride. So you see how the differences are. Now, I do have some patients though that say, I don't want anything like that at all. I've heard that sodium fluoride is a chemical, so I prefer to stay away from it. I say that's okay. That is your choice. That is up to you. But let me talk to you about xylitol to at least promote a healthy mouth. We can't build the enamel back up and keep it protected, unfortunately, without using sodium fluoride. But with the xylitol, we're at least helping things. And patients are okay with that. I'm okay with that, and they're okay with that. So, see how there's many different things you can do and things you can talk to your patients about too. I'm not here to lecture anybody just because I'm going to recommend something and maybe they have a mouthful of cavities where I know if I'm able to give them a certain treatment every 6 months, that could greatly reduce their chances of getting more cavities, but they don't want it. That's okay. That's up to them. But I'm going to give them that option instead of just kind of crossing my arms and saying, you don't like fluoride. I'm not going to talk to you because this is the best treatment for you. We can just give them, I guess, our best options. We tell them, we are able to educate them, but patients have the right to choose their treatment. It is our jobs as dental professionals to give them the opportunity to ask questions, to talk to them and explain specific to their mouth. Because what works better for them might not work better for their husband or their sister or their neighbor. Your mouth is very unique and different. You might know your neighbor who has their teeth cleaned every 6 months and they're fine. But you have your teeth cleaned every 3 months because you just have more bacteria, more plaque bacteria. Gum disease is just more common for you. So you need to come in every 3 months to maintain things. That's okay too, right? So your saliva does play a huge role. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. My name is Andrea Trowski, and I've been a dental professional since 2005. I have my own mobile dental hygiene practice where I see clients in their own homes, and I've been teaching actually online dental assisting and dental hygiene students, if you didn't know that, since about 2005 as well. So I've been doing this for a long time. I love to help. Please comment below and I'm happy to answer anything. Thank you for watching, and I